Child, it happens to be the last episode of the year 2021. But if you do ask me, I feel like, Ibra, don't you think 2021 has been 2020 Pro Max? Because I keep confusing everything. I keep looping the 2021 episodes with the 2020 episodes. I don't even remember what happened, when it happened, how it happened. But hey, it is the wrap up, and I'm going to try and give you all of my favorite moments of 2021. And I'm not going to lie to you, they're not going to be in chronological order. Tugenda just basically. Because one, you have all these videos on my YouTube. I talked about each incident. So for now, we're just going to pass through them. Just, you know, katwejukanya. Sikajukanya Eddie. Yeah. Kwejukana. Anyway, my name is Tinavious One, and this is my 2021 wrap up. Let's get it. Bob. We can get into the wrap up. I feel like y'all wanted me to address something, but I also wanted to address this. Ibra, don't you want us to address this? Because this little bitch been playing with our work. She don't know. YouTube channel. So I think you all saw it. Most of you did see it. I put it on my Facebook. I put it on my Twitter. I put it on my YouTube too. Spice Diana and management. Oh, we are not allowed to use her name because she can. Sorry, that part will be edited out. But Namukwaya, Mumumanyi Gwenjogerako, Namukwaya Zero Spice had the audacity to strike my video just simply because I did not resonate well with her stupidity. So what happens was her management, being the stupid people that they are, felt that anybody who will say anything negative about her will definitely get a strike on YouTube. I'm like, what in the stupidity is this? Roger. Oba manager buludde mu kabangachi. Olaba tuvuma Beyonce ne tumugamba awunya akamwa. Because Beyonce has halitosis. You know, we've said the dumbest shit about any and every big artist. So who do you think your Zero Spice Namukwaya is for us not to talk about her, that we should say only good things? First of all, your artist was so stupid. I don't know who advised her. She took the time out of her blonde moments, which she has in plenty, took the time out and went to social media and decided to table was it a complaint? What was it? She wanted us to have a discussion online. So she said, let's have a discussion. And she was talking about, oh, the government this, the government that. Then she also had so much to say about the Janzi Awards and the awarding systems in Uganda. Now this bitch, this heifer, this trifling heifer, had the audacity to go on social media, say these things, then ask us for our opinions, and when we gave our opinions, the idiot couldn't take the opinion, so her manager had to shelter her from her own stupidity by striking everyone that is saying something. I want to ask you, Loja, what does your artist have? Ibra, is that girl talented? Can she sing? She can't even sing to save her life. Huh? Can she dress up? Truth be told, I said it. Baby ambala. I didn't tell a lie, not one damn lie. Secondly, is she an entertainer like the greatest we have seen thus far? I don't think so. If you honestly ask me, I would rather watch Shiba any day than watch Namkwaya. So I want you to tell me which brand, which business. And Roger took the time out to directly call me and threaten me. Business is hello, you are also playing in my business, which happens to be YouTube. I'm entitled to my opinion just like everybody else in this world. I am entitled to an opinion for a question and a conversation that you put on social media and asked for us to give an opinion about. So what, you were pissed off that my opinion did not go well with yours? What pissed you off exactly for you to be this petty? Brandi business where bana twali tulabyeko temutu sirwalirako twali tulabyeko. We have seen brands. We have seen brands. Your baby girl cannot even sing past South Sudan. Oli wano tuwoganira brand business. When she went to Tanzania to get a collabo, she did get a collabo with a good artist, but the artist has soared past her. She's still on that Kawan collabo. Which brand? Because she walks around with bouncers. I heard they are paid 100K a day to 50K. What brand? What? What business? Yo, let me tell you something. If you are a celebrity and you feel you cannot take criticism, then this world of celebrity is not for you. It is not for you. If you feel you'll be irked by everybody who has something negative to say about you, then this, my friend, is not your world. You don't have to be here. But if you're going to keep coming on... I looked at that nonsense. They struck my video. My video was an hour long. I talked about your talentless behind for only 3 minutes. And you felt that those 3 minutes were enough to deny people all the masses of knowledge that I was spewing in that video. How stupid can you be? Now, I know you're stupid, but you cannot honestly put your stupid to that stupid. Like, stupid is seated on the side looking at you and Roger and going like, we thought she's just light-skinned. Man, you're giving the light-skinned fraternity a bad name. Huh? Then waliwo kali akeddibu. Akeddibu nakone kabukira ku Twitter. Mbu, oh, this guy is doing the best mwana mwala mukene. We manye, I don't have to call your name out. Anti mwagala mbalage mbu I can actually nsobola bavuma. Ngate muina na we striking ira ku copyright. Kati ngenda bavumira manyaga mwege manyi. Mukene. You are so irrelevant. No one gives two shits about you. For you to jump on this trend and say he is doing the right thing, what right thing? Huh? What right thing? You're still out here looking for relevance. Ugandans dropped you like a hot potato. They don't care about you. You are here telling us you'd rather drive an Uber than go back to TV. Here you are earning that Kasem 50K. On a show that nobody is even watching. Ibra, when was the last time you watched that show? No one cares. No one has even put your name to trend on anything. Or tweeting anetusinika amanyo. You are also on Twitter trying to come. You're trying to come with it, baby girl. Shut the fuck up. Politely and respectfully. Nobody gives two douchebags or shits about you. I'm not holding in anything back because it's 2021. It's the last few days of 2021. I might as well speak what is on my mind and my chest. Mukene, kakana. Kakana, dear. I know you want to be put out in the sun or vunda. But kakana, you don't always have to have an opinion at times. Because we really don't care about yours. Who is even watching her show? What ratings does she have? Huh? What ratings? Anyway, I was just saying, Spice, Diana and Roger. Mukakane, because they didn't just strike me. So what happens, different people were sending me different DMs telling me that anybody who has said anything negative about her, balimu striking her ku YouTube. You actually, do you know the reasons they put? We are defaming her. What fame do you got past the border of Uganda? I'm defaming you. Namkwaya. Namkwaya, kakana. Kakana. There is no defamation here because she said we use, first of all, we use your images, we put the images down and we used our own footage, which we got from some other situation, and you still had the guts to come and say we are defaming you as we advertise. Ibra, did we advertise? What advertising was that? Anyway, YouTube see a jaja we can actually also counter your situation, so we'll wait, but hook or crook, that video is coming back up. That video is coming back up, and even if it doesn't come back up, you got the message. You can, first of all, why is she pissed off that people are putting her, are saying she's not an Azawi? Azawi writes her own music. Azawi writes for artists their music. She arranges her own music. That girl is talented. Until you said with Swang's answer Sunday. I'd like to hereby tell you that there is not a single receipt. Swangs has not paid me anything. Nobody has paid me a damn thing. But I want to tell you the truth. Namkwaya, you have zero talent. You cannot sing to save your life. You cannot dance to save your life. You are just something that is imposed on the Ugandan. And you are lucky that we took the time out to give you a minute to try and shine. But you're taking it too far. You don't know where you know comma. You cannot be, we cannot mention you and Azawi in the same statement. How? Azawi omumanyi. Azawi yatanikanga awandikira bani. All these big artists. She has written music for them. Music that has trended more than your entire career. She just released the full album. Her billboards are at the Times Square. Where are yours? Namkwaya mulaba atunda mazi. Ane na mazi gatunda gaunya bubi. Sikulimba. Gaunya bubi. Tola tetuganywa. You, where are you? Trying to say that Azawi. You can't, don't embarrass yourself anymore. You cannot pitch yourself against Azawi. She is a star. She's the type of star who can actually at some point bring us an award from an international, situation. Oli wanombo tabaddamu nominating amza Uganda. Ochimanyi they are doing you a favor. Now Uganda, when was the last time that girl sang a song that is sensible? Which song? Now Uganda, manager where he goes around paying everyone. Bulichiramu, Ibra, don't you know it? I know one too many, ate Muchiwakani, manager Roger, Muchiwakani. I know one too many people in the fraternity who you will always call and slide money to just to put this girl's music or work or anything up there. Not bloggers, not what, but no sasula basasule. Even the people who are coming on social media, okutuvu mabali basasule. Do you know what it means to have an authentic group of people that love you? You don't have those. That is why you see when this whole battle between you and Azawi happened, Azawi didn't have to pay nobody. Because people can see talent. People see it. They recognize it. You had to go and pay a bunch of local people. They come on Twitter and they want to use it like it is Facebook. They on Instagram acting like as if they're on Snapchat where people don't have to say anything because they have a camera. Take your localness that side. You need to ease up. You're too local. You need to ease up on the fame. You need to learn how to kwesitula. I can give you more words, but you know what? I feel like I've wasted so much time on your ignorant eye, on your talentless. I don't really care about you, but I felt like I needed to say it. For a person who is that talentless, calm the down. You should be kissing our rings and our fingers for even saying shit about you because you do not deserve to be talked about. Your music is trash, your brand is trash, your management is trash. Now run and tell that. Namukwaya, run and tell that. Run and tell the world Tina said negative shit. Yes, I'm doing it. And for all of you who are saying I'm trying to put another female down, do you know how many females have put me down? Do I cry wolf? No. I stand up for me. So Namkwaya, word of advice. When you start wars, don't start them go muntata soma. You have to know that there's a bigger effect. All these YouTube channels that you're striking, you're going to need. You need to learn how to take criticism, and it doesn't always have to be constructive criticism. Truth is, you have zero talent. We can't run away from that. At this point, Shiba is more talented than you, and you all know what we said about Shiba. Because all the time Shiba would just be shouting in the microphone, but she has succeeded. Now you. Have you ever seen olunyanya nga lukula ne lutandika okufuna that wilt? Kafaanana. Akabulire kwe ku bya bifaananyi na kweyerusa. Mbutukole tutya. Shut up. We start. Well, back to regular programming and scheduling. Since it's the 2021 wrap-up, where do we start? I'm going to start from January. Ibra. January ojijukira. January is when we had the presidential elections in my country. January the 12th is the day we felt like we were ninjas in Uganda on social media telling the government you cannot take our internet away. It's our individual right. We will do this. Hey. On the 13th, when do? They cut our internet off. On the 14th, we were in North Korea. We didn't have internet and we had to go vote. We voted. Ebyava mkulonda mwabidaba. Ibra. We walonda. Yafuga. Anga gwe nalonda. Si yafuga. Nze natomera nnyo Gwe nalonda si yafuga. Ate kimmanyi namwe abali eyo muli banja abagamba yep. Who we voted for is not the guy who is in the situation now, but let's move on. So January was filled with so much. There was a lot of drama that went down in January. There was a lot of police brutality in January. Before that, we had a precursor in 2020, and that's why I keep mixing them up, because in 2020, November, we had the massacre, the killings by our police, and that is the time when they made the great statement of the police has the right to shoot you. Yo, yadawa. Nga seriously. 2021 temugenda de bulungi. Gainga ye kalisa mu 2020. Anyway, all of that happened. January, I feel like so much went down in January. Oh, Lord. Then, after all of that, netugamba tajalayira. Ibro hajukirako. He will not swear in. We were so confident. What will be a kalulu? He will not swear in. They looked at us and they said, aha, you joke. We will swear in. What happened? Did he swear in? He even brought in people from Atlanta. He paid people to come and watch him swear in. He paid influencers. Akon came for his swearing in ceremony. He paid people to be there and Ugandans couldn't do shit. Namujukira obutebe bw'oku swearing in. La la. Uganda. 2021 etuwubye. I just want you guys to know that I can't break down everything that happened each month, but a lot happened. So the swearing in ceremony, wow. When you kid a scandals, swearing in ceremony, the amounts of money that were used, and how immediately after the swearing in, our COVID just did. And you're like, but you told us to stay at home because of COVID and SOPs, and here you are gathering a whole bunch of different people from different parts of the world. And you think what? Of course, in 2 weeks after the whole swearing in ceremony, we had the hugest spike. We had the hugest COVID spike, and they still didn't want to admit that that was some of the reasons. Uganda. It is again in this same year, since we're talking about COVID, we're going to mark a tent with a flying. As a Minister of Health, when they asked them what happened to the tent, they're like, they flew. This year. You're joking. This Minister of Health has done things to us. Mama. A twin and family. Anyway, that all happened in January. In January is when we understood that there are two enemies of progress in this country. Biabakama and Enanga. Confusing. But Biabakama did too much this year, in the beginning of the other election system. And then Enanga. I think Enanga needs to get down like Twino Mukoliraka countdown for the most resourceful government employee ever. Enanga has lied his way through everything this year. Everything. Whoo, child. Enanga did his thing. Biabakama did his thing. But that was that, you know. And in February, we had the very confusing conversation about if our schools will ever open again. Our Ministry of Health, our Ministry of Education, well, you know how that went. Here we are. 1 full year gone, 2 years. Still not open. Then I also remember around Feb, March is when there was a very huge confusion at immigration. Ojukira. Banaingo mutaye what immigration? Getting a passport was impossible, but that wasn't the question. The biggest question was like, why are all our people leaving? We're educating masses only for them to go and be in weird lackluster jobs abroad in the UAE, kids with degrees and diplomas with a good, bright future that could actually benefit the country are all being flown out, and somehow, again, my government didn't care. They don't care, Mugende. I believe one time, government ejatugamba fenna tuvemu e Uganda basigale nga bafuga, and they'll be happy. It is also a possibility. Well, again in this year, since we're talking about Akon will come and lie to us. Serious, but let's remember this. He came and he told us that he's going to build for us an Akon city. Yet the one in Ghana, is it Ghana or Sierra Leone? Avawa, nerabira ne wabwe. Anti abesi bako nedda si Ghana. Sierra Leone. He's from Sierra Leone. But he said he's going to give us an Akon city. We're still waiting. They gave him free land. Free. When I say free, I mean free land. As usual, my government gives land. I'm still wondering, when did Kanye West and Kim come? The year before? Before COVID? 2021? It's a lie. Kim, yeah. Guys, I cannot. I can't. But Akon came. He lied to us. We all made fun of it. He was blocking people on Twitter who would say anything. And up to now, there is no foundation stone laid yet. Even the situation in Sierra Leone is not yet moving. But they gave him land. Of course, he came with all his Atlanta people. He had Portia and all of them, they all came and we thought they were just here to do Simanyambu tourism. Kumbe they were paid. As usual, our first daughters took photos with them. That is all our first family does. The only time you want to see our first family's children is when there are celebrities coming into the country. Somehow, all years, you'll never hear of Natasha or Diana or who. But let an artist or a celebrity from America show up. That is when you see photos of them. That is when you see photos of them at Rajtura and all these places. I was like, that is my country too. It was also in this year, was it, when Thames Omale were arrested. I'll never forget that time. Beautiful time. It was a beautiful time. The Thames and Omale situation, I hear they were arrested, SOPs, then the conversation came up with our artists, because they didn't stand with us in November, and yet they were complaining that these guys are actually here to perform, and they did perform. That is how, like I say, it is an animal farm here. It is an animal farm. Man, this same year, after the Thames and Omale situation dies out and they go back and Nigerians made fun of us. This is the year that Nigerians told us that our country is a WhatsApp group. I have not yet recovered from it. These Nigerians go hard. They go hard. They called my country a WhatsApp group. One of them had the audacity to say that our crested crane, no, our police uniform has a bird, a chicken. They didn't even call it a crested crane, they called it a chicken. One of them threatened us by telling us he will have Davido buy the whole country. These Nigerians don't play. They did too much. They did too much, fam. But it was this year that happened. And then, as we thought the whole situation had died out, Thames baby, she brought the conversation back on Twitter. This is the year. She told Bebe Cool he has a small D. Man, Bebe Cool's D has suffered, if you ask me. Isn't it again this year when Bad Black said he has a small D? Bebe Cool, what did you do to these women, and how many women are you showing your deeds? When are we supposed to know your small situation? Why are all these people out here telling your business like that? Well, they told us he has a small D, and Thames wasn't backing down. Oh, she did the most on Twitter. It was the best time for us Ugandans. And then people were like, you are so not patriotic. How can Thames come and attack an artist from yours? We're like, nah, you don't get it. Bebe Cool is for here. He's Ugandan. Yes, we acknowledge that. But you see, what we're not going to do is pretend that we care. Because he really doesn't care much. So we loved to see the savagery. We were here for the violence, and Thames did us proud. Mwana yamsabula. Yamsabula na ibi awoma. That very same year. On a sad note though, this year also saw us broaden the list of blood clot deaths. I don't think I need to get into details of that. Ibra, are you ready for a drone? No, I don't want a drone to pick me up, but yeah, there were many blood clots. And we lost a couple of good people, We lost the Archbishop this year. We did. We lost that army general guy, Lokech. Well, wait, when did we lose my guy? Sheikh Muzata, was it this year or last year? Man, these 2 years, I told you, 2020 and 2021. I believe 2021 is 2020 Pro Max. It was an elongation of the other year. So that also happened. As the blood clots happened, we had so many questions because before they could even identify the reason and the cause of death, the police had already said it is a blood clot. So us, the masses, were sitting there like, the blood clot. Before an autopsy is even done. But like I said, I do not want to be picked up by a drone. That happened also this year, man. This same year, so artists go to Gulu. But artists bagenda Gulu. But andika Gulu. Neguno mwaka gondo zate they outdid themselves at Gulu. Kabazunga Gulu. I keep saying this. Salim Saleh is the reason why all artists are never going to get your shit back together. Once you let the government enter your business, man, Uganda doesn't have independent artists. Ochimanyecho. Katwogereria mazima. Uganda terina independent artists. Our artists are paid by the government to be artists at this point. Bona anti banonyanguzi. Bona. It's rare to have an independent artist who is just here for the art. Tabachaliyo. Kubanga abasinga, some of them you wouldn't even you would not expect them in Gulu, but we get the footage. They are like, Negundi yaitiddewo leero. Negundi ali wano Gulu. I'm like, what the fuck, man? But anyway, like I said, I don't give two shits about Ugandan artists anymore. You all dug your own graves. Lay in them. We don't care, but most of the artists went to Gulu this year. If you're asking about Gulu, well, Gulu is Salim Saleh. Salim Saleh is money. Money is, we don't know where from, but it is our money, surprisingly. But we don't know how it is our money, because they tell us it is not our money, but we know it is our money, because, I mean, what does Salim Saleh have? Wait, isn't that the guy who is in charge of Tugagawali? Wait, was it again this year that Sylvia Ori was given a job that she's incompetent for? By the same government, and then they gave us I remember they gave us a budget where they were buying a kilogram of beans at about what? 75? I don't even remember the figures, but damn. This year, one thing I want to tell you is that in 2021, my government has used obutabalika bwa sente in the most weird way. Why it was a 2021 yali nzibu. Mbumwa collecting a sente nezibula. Mbusimanya bichi 2021 was different. Oh, again in this year, the money that we collected for COVID relief at the peak of COVID in my country. The same ministry and government decided to buy more cars. Uganda's biggest asset in the years of 2020 and 2021 are double cab pickups. We bought double cabin pickups while we didn't have oxygen in the hospitals, while people were dropping dead like flies. We were buying double cabins. Yeah, well, again this year taught us that our priorities as a country are totally different. There's a disconnect. We want different things. But that also happened this year, fam. Nubian, you got married this month. No, this year. Talking about marriages, very many people got married. Ibra, why didn't you get married? You're broke. My dear. But this year, there were so many celebrity weddings. Cindy got married this year. Kanari Mugube got married, and we were all still wondering how this man, who is a news anchor and earns a salary that we all know and is not from extremely rich, could afford a billion shilling wedding that had zero SOPs and way too many people. He got married. There was a runner who also got married. Very many people got married. All my neighbors got married because what? 2020 was not a kind time for people who were single or who just felt like they just wanted to play the games, because you'd sit in your house solo and think about your life situation and your decisions. So most of y'all got married. Congrats to everybody. Yay. I'm rushing through this. Ibra. Emery. Emery earlier 2021, but dear. Emery. Bane mujukira Emery. Abana Uganda batandika ogamba Abamerika bazotununula. Emery yali ya 2021 badia. Woo! Emery ya docking e Mombasa. Kamo chanaimuka bwet nga buli omu analyst. Baze ina fighter jets, they have come to do this, to do that. Meanwhile, Bobby Wine was still in what? Under house arrest. Aye, guy. This year we seriously had hope that the Americans had docked to save us. Why do we have that much hope? When are we going to want to save us? Man, this is what pisses me off about being Ugandan. We are still waiting for a savior. We are constantly waiting for a savior. When are we going to know that there is no Calvary coming and we need to take this shit up in our own hands? But yo, can't they hear yo? I say we're just rehashing nostalgia. Emery aliagu no mwaka. Emery ya chankala nyabuli omu. Emery okumanya, it was such a big deal. Even news agencies in the country run stories on it like as though they couldn't act like it is just a normal docking situation. Whoa! You would go to NTV, they're also talking about the Mary. Why do you think it is here? Why is it there? You go to the newspapers, they're also talking about the Mary. You go to the Muntu Wawansi, Banange, njagala kutumira abasajja ba boda abali balina analysis ye Mary mwaba singa. If you wanted to know, You didn't have to go and talk to the analysts, the educated ones. For what? For what? They didn't have information. Abasajja ba boda bali balina information ku mmeri. Mbatumira abaddiya. Mwakola kinene nnyo. You'd sit on a boda and the guy tells you, emmeri bweyenkana, ennyonyi eziriko, emmundu eziriko, ekibaleese, strategy ebatwala n'ebayingiza, bayitidde dda mu mpuku, bagenda kuwamba. I'm like, otyo, ejo ni firimu by the way, ni firimu. Tuveeyo. Well, again this year we had a couple of, I think when it comes to the entertainment bit, Ibra, I think this year has been such a good year for me and Ugandan artists. Like, I can't say it anymore. This year there were awards that didn't mean shit. There were artists complaining and it still didn't mean shit because we still didn't give two shits whether they sing or not. This same year when we thought the artists have had enough time for 2 years to sit and give us hit after hit after hit, they did nothing. This same year we saw very many artists go broke. We saw very many artists really go broke. Left, right and center. This year wasn't good for the artists. Just like last year was not. But then again, we blame them. If these artists were part of if they were part of their politics, I'm not going to stop saying this. If you want anything in your country to work for you, do not bury your head in the sand. Be involved. Be a part of it. What our artists wanted to do is act and play pretend that they do not give two shits about the politics of the country. And then it happened like a dominoes effect. Omuntu wawansi yali akaba, government temufaako, tabawadde bijanjalo, amasomero magale, price fuels are high, food is high, this is high. And artists just shut up. Police brutality was happening just because people wanted to speak out their mind. And these artists kept quiet. So the people also sat back and they're like, so we're in the same country, but you're in another country where we're in the same country. Cool. When the artists wanted to ask for the masses to rally up and say, open up, because we also want to work, we also want to earn. Guess what? The masses didn't care. And we still don't care. Ibra, do you care if these artists work or not? Because one thing COVID has taught us is that we are not going to be wasting our money on things ebitatuzimba. Ogenze mu concert bakukubye ebikonde bakubyeko akasimu ennyimba toziwulidde okanyawulira level that DJ pulo very chaotic, very chaotic. But now it has been silent. You just go online. Sometimes if you're lucky, the elite will stream and you'll get some money, but most of the times we are jacking your music for free. We are listening to it for free. Now you'll know what it means to be involved. When you involve yourself with the people, they will have that sympathy, that empathy towards you. We do not care. Nice times. Again, still talking about entertainment. Daddy Andre and Nina Rose really fucked with us this year. Yo, is this the year that Daddy Andre and Nina Rose were? Wait, did they go to the church or they didn't go to the church? Did they? They did Kuchala. Wait, let's first take this story back. Ibra, which year did Katatumba and Daddy Andre? It was this year also. And as soon as then Andre brought in Nina Rose and they went to the Kuchala, and then the Kuchala happened, and then before we know it, someone is complaining about a stolen carpet and the TV. Mutu wubye. This is the same year that stories about Daddy Andre sleeping with people in his studio became a thing. Anyway, Nina Rose and Daddy Andre nabo batuwuba this year. Which other artists kuwubad us? Bambi Rema in this year was calm. She actually managed to pull a Juliana and she kept her pregnancy silent, which was a shocker for me. I was like, oh, finally, she got the message. We just found out, yay, she has a baby. Good stuff. She was silent. Her and Hamza seem to be going strong. Don't you think? Excuse me. Don't you think? They look like they're It is not for just showbiz anymore. Now it is a real bufumbo. Another thing that reminded me, oh, this year is when the other boy of the television was put in Kitalia. Oh, OS found a minute to be very, very prominent. Yeah, Liwanga ya Sirika. Did you people notice that? That as soon as the OS situation and what's that boy's name? Yeah. As soon as they had their beef and the case guy went to what's it called? To Kitalia, Dubai, wa. Obijawa nawe. Kati Kitalia mwajifudde Dubai. Mwabachi. Kakana. Naye ne omulangira kennyini omulangira yasirikirira tewakyali kintu kirala ky'omuwulirako sabitegeera bulungi, but that all happened, and of course that is when UCC came out and told us they're now going to regulate, they're going to put gossip shows at a later time. I sit there, I'm like, idiots on both fronts. UCC just acts like it is trying to regulate, but it doesn't really regulate, because we've seen some weird shit go down on television. We have our most weird hours, but then again for the gossip shows, I love it. I love to witness it. When OS did it, I was so happy, because you see, when I was getting off of TV, these same gossip shows did not understand that this would be a dominoes effect. They did not understand that if they let one person feel powerful like that, the next person they're coming for is their asses. Well, they did come for them. It was fun times for me. I was happy. That happened. Did they really move the shows to 11 though? Because no one watches them. Mani abazida. Ozida ba Ibra. Ibra. Do you watch those shows? Who watches those gossip shows? Did they move them? Oh, well, this year I was so happy with them. I was happy. Well, again in this year, doctors, nurses, teachers, you name it, all of them were crying. But that is not just an again this year situation. Truth is, they are always crying. Should we even highlight it? Even next year they're going to cry. Well, again this year they were crying more. Man, Africa had its own way. It dealt with COVID, but Uganda was special. Oh, Uganda was special. I'm not saying that all these other African countries weren't special. UG though, it was special. We had as America and all these other countries were giving out stimulus packages, yes. Balabanga kululi ebijanjala ebyononefu n'akawunga akavundu tebijja bakolera. When you got a new prime minister who wanted to act like she is the new best thing in town, she said she's going to give us money. Money. Ibra. Did you get money? Who even got that money? First of all, we just knew it was going to be some bullshit on the very first day that they decided to hand out money. By the time they called out a press conference and it was a full photo op for just one ninja to receive 100K, that is when I was like, red flag. Red flag! Of course, we all know how that happened. They said they were giving the money, but the money was going to be given to particular persons who are in need. What was funny, I did not see particular needy people there. Did you see your grandfathers on there? Did you see the disabled on there? They were not on that list. But Nabanja claimed she was going to give money, and indeed, she did give out the money. And of course, months after that, we found out that the money really wasn't given. Never know. Uganda, what about guy to Josenyo? Nabanja yakube simu ku TV. Have you received the 100? Then Opolot, was it Opolot or Okello? It's like, yes, I have seen it. Months later, Okello is like, but I did not see it. We're like, aye. This is when it gets interesting. But we didn't expect any less. It was the same person, Nabanja, who sent operatives to go and deliver what? What was it? They wanted to deliver like help and need for people. Neba werezayo bagayi ne bagenda ne bagula baby blankets. Ko bay etali nsamsam. As usual, Uganda centers are tukwatira mu butabalika. For a poor nation, we really know how to spend money. Well, that saga also happened. The mobile money saga also happened. Up to now, apparently, there's still money stuck in Post Bank because they don't know where it went. But meanwhile, we the needy did not get that money. Chagala Tsanga Uganda. It's a vibe, people. We are on vibes, and inshallah, if anything, by the way, somebody asked me how to define 2021 in Uganda. Vibes and inshallah. Well, that happened. A lot happened with COVID. It's vibes and inshallah. Why are you giving me the middle finger, Ibra? Nimbie. Toliko vibe nawe. Ka inshallah ka itida mbwisi. Yo, man, this whole COVID thing was just hilarious. Then, of course, they rolled out the vaccination campaign. That also had its own shortcomings. Like, I can't even start with that. Then, the Ministry of Health was angry that we were calling them thieves. Atwine actually went on TV and she was like, stop calling me a thief. She even threatened us at some point. What did she want us to call her? What is another name for a thief? I mean, we can stop calling you a thief, but we can give you another name. Robber. Thug. Yo, fam, that all happened. Man, on a sad note though, it's like my country doesn't go a year without a shooting or a drive-by shooting. Actually, they're drive-by shootings, you know, and we're kind of getting used to them. It was again in this same year that Mr. Katumba Wamala, he was gunned. His daughter was gunned down while they were en route to go somewhere. This same year, in my neighborhood actually, just minutes away from us. And well, I mean, the reaction of the people. I talked about this the last episode I did, and I was like, there's something off about Ugandans. Either we are used to trauma and tragedy that we have lost all sense of sympathy and empathy, or we just don't give two shits. Did you see the reactions of people when that whole shooting went down? I felt sad because I personally know the kid. You know, I knew them. And it was a sad situation. I wouldn't wish that upon any parent or anybody, even if they are the worst. Okay, there's an exception. You know who that is. The god of corruption in Uganda. Walayo yunafa njakube mbekulo. But hey, it was a sad situation, but that happened. But it's like, my thing was how Ugandans deal with situations lately. It just, you know, quite deco. But then again, I can't say mutwe deco because it's not our fault. It's simple science. If you keep exposing us to particular things, it reaches a point where they do not evoke the right emotion out of us. So yeah, that also happened this year. Did we have another shooting this year apart from that one? That was it. Right, okay, that happened too. Wait, ngasinagenda wala. Gweguno mwaka, but religious leaders, when they got doves, and the doves refused to fly in the name of peace. Is it this year? When they were choosing peace, there was a whole campaign. This year, where the religious leaders stood outside and they had doves, and then they let the doves go. I think sometime in Jan, and the doves were like, F you, we ain't flying. What you done for us lately? We are not flying. The doves said no. And I just knew at that moment it was a sign that this year was not going to be easy. Those doves said everything. We just didn't listen. But the doves set the pace for 2021, folks. They did. We just didn't want to listen, but they did. It was this same year that the whole I Choose Peace campaign was done, right? Before the elections, where all these people were like choosing peace. I was like, are we choosing peace? Or do we have to choose peace? You see, those statements, and they made sure we chose peace. Because this same year, I think I'm an expert at army fatigues and police uniforms. Ochimanyi nga bwe twali tukula twali tumanyi gundi meka. Nali manyi eza green zeza army UPDF. Nga manyi eza green ne red top abo bo bakuba ebisigadde bikwata ttaka. Aba police twali tumanyi bambala kachi. This year I learned that we had way too many fatigues. SFC, Simanya, CSO, SSO. We had so many acronyms. But the streets were constantly littered with the army or the police. Are we that unruly? I want to ask the president, because I know he signs off on these directives. Are Ugandans that unruly that at every opportune turn, there is a mamba? What are you going to do? Like, case in point, City Square. It's supposed to be a park, right? Where people come, undressed and do everything next to the Independence Monument, like we're trying to celebrate our independence by sitting down and chill. That whole place has mambas. Every roundabout. Why do all roundabouts have army cars and mambas and all of that? Like, are we so unruly as a people? Do we always strike? I don't. Like, with that much presence of the military and police in the country, it would make you think that we are the most unruly people. Like, that's what it looks like. But then what's funny though, as much as they keep all these guns and all these personnel and the military in the country, we done got bombed down by the ADF who are in Congo. The correlation for me, if we're so bad and you're scared of what we can do as a people, so you constantly have to police us, then where did these terrorists come from to come and do what they did? Have you guys asked yourself that? Because, someone would argue that they're there for our safety, but clearly, what happened a couple of weeks back shows that the army personnel and the police presence in the country is not here for our protection. Just think about it. Because they've been here all this time and we still got terrorists and we still lost people. So what's their purpose on all these intersections, all these roundabouts, all this? Every 5 paces you move, you'll see an army car or a police car. 7 in our Tianyo. Tianyo nawe guy. Tianyo. Like, it's not fair. I don't think we need to have that much presence, man. You're giving our children the bad look. Like, Ibra, if you ask your son right now, does he want to join the police or does he fear the police? What is he going to go for? We fear the police. We can't even go to the police. Like, first of all, in my country, you either fear them for they will arrest you without due process or they'll ask you for kidogo. They're bigger evils, man. My country. Anyway, that all happened this year. It was in this same year. We had the Dubai Expo. Do I have to say anything? We had the Dubai Expo and now we were actually, they told us that for us, what we are really showcasing is our tourism. But again, that same country that says we're showcasing tourism was having tourists go to their social medias and saying, whatever you do not go to Uganda. We had the strictest COVID regulations and yet we still had a lacking system. For how strict that is, the system is still lacking and there were still, gaps and all of that. Man, this country is a contradiction within a contradiction. It's a paradigm of contradiction, if you ask me. Pandemonium is our usual situation, but I think we're now... I can use very many English words and will still not understand the concept of this here, my country. So I digress. Let's move on like that. The Dubai Expo happened. We put on... milk. Milk na ya munyankole na musaga mmwe. Abaganda mulina kati. I know Abaganda are going to be like, Tina, Olumba Russia, but I'm saying it from a place of like, y'all see this bullshit? This bullshit is real. It's real. A lot has happened this year. I'm not even going to... Woo! Was again in this same year still talking about COVID. Like I said, it's again the beat I'm busy. Musenero's rats, that cost 8 million. We're still waiting for that vaccine. Given the fact we are only hitting 12 million, they said, how many do we... 44. 10 million? Yeah, we're almost hitting 12 million. But Musenero has rats, and I understood the rats are quite expensive, to be honest. We just wanted something to get pissed off at, because it's my country. We're tired of so much bullshit. They throw so much BS our way that even when you give us the right stuff, we're still angry. So yeah, it is what it is. Ha ha ha. Wait a minute. I almost forgot. It was supposed to be in the early months. Ibra, do you know that in this same year, we were supposed to have the Mama Awards? Hashtag the DJ Khalidi. Do you remember that? That our government paid for the mamas to be held here, and it's part of a conversation. Was it this year? It was another year. And the die-hard I Choose Peace Forum people were like, even if you do what, the mamas are going to happen. They did not happen. DJ Khalid did not come. We put so much of our problems on the TL, and we told these people, first let us sort our shit, because we don't want to be celebrating nothing. They wanted to hold their mamas here. I was like, this is some bullshit, fam. But wait, did they give us a refund for that? They didn't? Did MTV host them anywhere else? Nothing? Damn it. We spend so much money as a country. I just wish they would just get all this money and put it back in some systems, you know, like in the hospitals, pay a few teachers here and there, you know, nurses, you know, make things functional. Anyway, we can't complain. I mean, this same year, terrorism happened, sad situation right there. We had questions about the first bombings. They were very questionable. Then the second ones happened, twin bombings. And yeah, our government again said we are going to go and look for the terrorists. I saw recently that they had got the terrorists. Man, UPDF posted something and they're like, we have got at the camp, and they showed us photographs of plastic chairs, gonjo moche. Aye. They really showed us plastic chairs and gonjo moche. I'm like, where are the killers? Where are you? Did not parade even once, or did you just bombard the place with just gonjo? What is going on, UPDF? What? You managed to give us a full photo op for when you were going in. Took the time out to even tell us that you're going to first build roads for them in order to kubalumba. So amakubo mwagazimbye ne mutuukayo mwatuseeyo temwabasanzeeyo baabaddeyo bate baabaddeyo kuba ffe twalabye gonjo omwoche. Man, Uganda olemo. But yeah, we are fighting for our peace and freedom. But I thought we have peace and freedom. Wasn't that what the president said? That we have peace and we should choose peace and freedom, and we have freedom. Man, this down country confused me. It do confuse me, but all of that is in here. I would like to take time off to shout out to these different socialites and ask Muliwa, but only one in particular. God's plan yaliwa. God's plan banaye ngamba juzi bamsiba kao. Nako ediye mtwala apparently is broke. But you people, you think you can be with Kalika Kamukene? Fameka. He has never recovered. Ask anyone who has been there. You never recover. I'm looking at Rickman right now. I'm like, it had better be a Diamond Platinum's project, because other than that, you are headed for failure. Do you see him becoming a star? After Bango Twali Wanika. And then you entangle yourself with bad luck herself. Eish. Feel sorry for them, but God's plan aliwa. Akasente kabachi kagwao. Kagwawa and your ass was dumped very fast. Even NBS Techamwit. Yeah, they used to host him on a soccer show. Do they still call him? He even got off Snapchat, fam. Back in the day, I would always feel comfortable to know when I go to Snapchat, he's going to be seated in someone's car. He never sits in his own car. I think he never got a car. But he was always in someone's car. Edichayune or anybody was always in someone's car. You remember how those ninjas were on me? Like white on rice. They paid influencers, bought iPhones. I'd be the one like, where are you, Marcus? Hey, Marcus, the socialites want to know, where is the big money at? Are you still chilling with the big boys? Or are you the big boy? All you are. Where are all these rich boys, by the way? Ibrata webuzako. COVID yabatwala. Tewachali bantu. Tetuchina about big boys, but big bowlers, the big spenders, the ones who say and all of us go Muliwa. Abatala ba Marcus. Marcus would show up at a bar And his mukende would be all over the place like flies on crap. She would be all over. You see my boyfriend, my boyfriend. They dumped his behind. The last photo I saw of him, he was eating a Rolex. I'm like, how the times have changed. Meanwhile, you campaigned for me to get off TV and here I am. Still thriving. The influencers ate your money and here I am still going strong. You did the most. You got me off TV and I've been living my bestest life for 2 years. But where are you, Marcus? All you are. Yogera. Gatomuka. Tukubechovu. What's going on? The last time we heard about you, you were dating some girl. You still with her? Or she can't deal with the broke self? Marcus. Do something. There are 3 days left to the end of the year as I'm shooting this. Bako chokola. We want to know that you're still one of the big boys. Sente zakaga yako zanuma. Nogende lino bas sente bulaya. Neba kunonya Interpol kunonya buli kimu kunonya. Noja nozi spending ida kamukene. Kamukene akawubibwa industry yonna buli omwaka zanyiddemu. She's just here giving bad luck. So jump in and you think you're with the good luck. Marcus. Marcus, where are you? Come back and speak for us. I want to ask now and I was Chichi. Go Sirika. Chichi. Yogera. I love this country. Which other celebrity do you miss? Kora bali bogezanga nyamani. Tetuja bajukira banaye muli banji nnyo naye muli wa muveeyo. All these South African rich boys, what happened? You're not coming back home to chill with the big boys? I keep seeing your car driving around and getting buendo after. What's up? The Rolls Royce not as chatambula, but you did hard up. Ngabana balia ewa. Basuza ndiroing ate boyo bogera. Chichi, what happened? The hype is Oba it is undercover, but you don't do undercover well. Chichi, we're missing the big spenders in you. What happens? You're humbled now. Abana be South Africa bono enzogamba baba gobayo. Nezeri kenyini tacha akona. Yasigala kubeera kati. I will front it. I think I am still his baby mama. That's the smartest thing she did, by the way. Having babies by that boy, because other than that, right now should be under the rag. Because obwana obuto bungi. Obwana obuto bunyirira bungi nnyo. Obuyine sente za data n'ebifaananyi. Bungi. At your old minds are there trying to grip and hold on to relevance. But when we talk, what do they say? We are haters. About what are we hating on? Big shout out to every socialite who had so much speak and talk before this pandemic. None of you was the big boys. And we don't want to bam anymore because, well, you're not the world of entertainment. This same year, Victoria University hit us with a fresh one. They brought the most interesting person as their chief influencer, Bad Black, and you all went on social media. Oh, you lost it. But Bad Black was minting her coin. Let me ask, is she still the influencer or they just wanted her for that moment? Bad Black, my hit you up on Snap. By the way, one thing I love about Bad Black, she is the only socialite I know who is so real that you will text her on Snapchat and she will respond to you, and she is the most honest person. Love that girl to bits. I love her. She's just everything. But you all made so much noise and you're like, hey, if Bad Black can be the chief influencer at the big story for a university, why are we going to school? Because it is an animal farm. Engalozino. When are you guys going to get it? Again, in this year, I was disappointed. Did you people notice that Bebe Cool wasn't really? Omuganda omutuufu tayogera ng'alya. Naye Bebe nga yabagamba dda ye yali adda. Oyo omusajja yali adda n'agamba ne kitaawe nze ndya. Kitegeera? Yeah, but he's been very quiet, even musically. Like, he usually drops us like 2 songs that will get us through the year. Is there a song from him this year that has been like, wow, wow, wow? What? Which one? I know he dropped a song this year, but it didn't go like the way we expected it to go. Actually, most of these artists, like I was saying last time, we didn't get a hit this year. Safu na yolu yimba this year that got me all omubabi dido. I didn't. He was so silent. Again in this same year, like I said, I'm not going to go through all these stories because I went through these stories as the year unfolded. This wrap-up is going to be totally different, and I'm just doing what I'm doing, having fun with it. Chameleon yatuswaza guno mwaka. Yatuswaza. Tetugenda chivaako. Nagano chivaako. Nkyaswala nnyo. Omusajja omukulu aludde mu industry this long. Man with that much status, a man who has that much respect, was on his damn knees being given a car during COVID with curfew and SOPs in place at night in a bar by the president's brother, and he made him kneel down. Hi! Like, these guys just add insult to injury. Every day. First of all, he was in a bar. For us, they stopped us from going to the bars. Secondly, they were giving him a Range Rover that he can earn and work for, and they made him kneel. Man, this life, no balance. No balance whatsoever. Enkyayagala mmanyani afuga eggwanga lino. Kwanza gwe nalonda si alifuga. Chovola mwenna mukanyagamba eggwanga lino olemwa because gwe twalonda. Kyaka si afuga naye tambulira ku ekyo sagala drone enkime naye Chameleon, you outdid yourself. You did not good. Again, talking about scandals. This year, the Kabura situation happened with Flavia. And then Shiba had the audacity to say something on social media. Bavu moli. Bavu mashibe byasigala nalaba bitambuza bigerenga bike. Shiba tried to say something. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. The Kabura situation and Flavia happened, and all of us got so excited while it was like, oh my God! He na Uganda no. Uganda tell fair. In Uganda, your nudes will leak on Monday. We shall talk about them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll start losing interest. Friday, we are not even remembering when they dropped. By Saturday, we'll be asking when. To tambula very fast. The Kabura situation and Flavia, I thought it was going to go on longer because they are apparently couple goals. Well, it didn't go far. And Flavia did the ladylike thing. She's like, if Toxic was a person, I must stay in this situation because every man cheat, even mine too. She was like, we fine, boo-boo. We good. Kabura was also mocking us like, ah, ha, ha, y'all don't even know what we got going on. I kind of feel like, I think Flavia and Kabura could easily be our Will Smith and Jada. You know how Will Smith and Jada been all up about in this bitch? Entanglements here. Will Smith said he'd had so much sex every time he would try to think about coming, he would vomit. I think those two could steadily be. They could steadily be our Will and Jada. But they played it so cool, we forgot about the issues, and life moved on to this day. Did we have any nudes leaked this year? Nah, which I love. Thank you. Finally, I'm seeing maturity. Thank you, Uganda. We are maturing to understand that it is easy to see a naked person anywhere, anytime, and tebichakula makula. Wait, COVID yaluma bulichira mute mchakubya nude. Nada, I call it growth. I think we're growing as a society. We're being opened up to so many things. Like, seriously speaking, these artists but kuna mina chiro na misana. Kati okola omuntu ali obwerere. Thank you for that maturity. Guno omwaka nagwo gwatuleetera sekitoleko disappearing mu Olympics, and in true Ugandan style, instead of my country sitting back, instead of my country and my government sitting back and saying, where did we go wrong? How can we make it right? No, they arrested him. Why was he arrested? Because he simply wanted to get a better future. He was tired of the nation in Uganda. And this is what's funny with my government. We will cry to it and tell it, Banaye, we are dying, we are starving, we are hungry. we don't have medication, we don't have schools, we need this, they would be angry at us, crying. Any harder than we have said. So it was a sensation. Never damate ne bamukwata. Ne bamuzeka ne bamusiba. Ne mukubazi kitaga banenze Uganda. Like my country is known for being a hashtag country. Hashtag. Yeah, bali wase kitoleko kati. Yeah, yafuna byayagala. Ne banne NRM yabawandula ng'ewanda amalusu tu babafaako bonna gasiyoyo yenna takataka yote. NRM threw them out like used condoms, but we all saw that happening. Kati buli bwafuna chance, buli chance ja unavuma bameka. Wasooka n'ovuma abantu ng'oli mu nuupu n'obavuma n'obamalayo dda kweno side n'ovuma kati naye ovuddeyo kati oli ovumiraani ba independent kozi tulina baani ba independent Abedi Bwanika fulfiga kati avuma independent no affiliation naye omwana we nga yamulekera erinnya lya Museveni nebavuma tebikyatukwata tewakyali bamulese naye bannaye twogere ku Kayunga mbadde njagala kwogera ku Kayunga. In this same year the election in Kayunga reminded us of the election in January. Baba I have never seen it's like the January election. We went to bed, it was what, like 50% versus, no, it was like 30% versus a 21%, right? We slept for 1 hour. 1 hour, fam. 1 hour, and we got up and NRM was at 61%. I'm like, Allah. What was funny though with the election in January is that there were actually some counties that were disqualified. They didn't even count their situation, but it was the 61. And then we had so many questions about how the tallying was done. So when this Kayunga situation happened, I was like, but wait a minute. Kayunga is a small, it's a district. Walabanga webyalwawo okubala district yokka. Mubweti. District mubweti. Chairman LC. They took the whole day trying to tally up those votes. So I sat down and I'm like, if Kayunga alone can take up that much time and that much manpower, how come the math is not mathing for January? Because you remember, January it was the whole country and we did it in record time. Record time. But for an LC, do you want together? This, and also, I want to understand what is so special about Kayunga. What is so special about Kayunga that the president had to put everything on hold? State dinners, affairs, to go and campaign for Manyinga. The state is trying to keep its interest in line. Because wow, they did too much in Kayunga. Nabanja was in Kayunga as who? She was the money supplier. Now when is Africa going to get disgusted with this bullshit? Like you will see your prime minister, she pleads her allegiance to a whole other party. She's like, Nzendiwe, no. And you expect her to treat all of you fairly and run her office the same. Man, something is about Kayunga. We need to find out why Kayunga is such a big deal. Naye baba kanza kaluluke Kayunga. Kantambuliranga ka January. It did not add up one bit. At all. Mu politics ngatuvuddeyo anti tutya drone. This whole jingo Teddy and Makula situation started 3 years ago, innit? 3 years or 2 years ago? 3 years. When did COVID? COVID was in 2020, the beginning of 2020. And that is when Bujingo decided to tell us all his innermost secrets about his bad situation with his wife. People don't deserve a minute. But anyway, it got interesting yesterday when Bujingo came and told us that he did not introduce Makula, or Makula did not introduce him. I'm like, wait a minute. I was laughing at Male Mabitizi for lodging in that complaint, but Male, please accept my humble apologies. You done did your thing. Because one, legally, he is actually eligible to go to jail for 5 years. Susan too. For him marrying another person while he's still married, 5 years in jail. Guy, he chooses Njogera very fast. He is not the same guy who was on the Katuti a week ago telling us, kulwokubiri, Susan agenda kunyanjula ewaabwe mukube mu ngalo kubwecho ne tukuba mu ngalo kamu bibiri Franka Gashumba n'abawulu banne, all the people in failed marriages and relationships are at your introduction, all dressed up like Ansirike. Now Kenyini were on Snapchat. Your wife to be was on Snapchat showing us how the ceremony is going. The chairman in the area, that is Kauko Entebbe, claims yes, it was a function going to happen. Then you're the same ninja saying she did not introduce you. What had you gone for a burial? Was it a funeral? What was it? Ay. Jagala manya fuge gwanga lino. Tujammo manya. Anytime soon, tujammo manya. Na enebyo jebiri. I'm just like, why are we giving these people that much attention? Next year, there are things we need to stop paying attention to. He's one of them. And if you are still endigayo yo musajja ng'okyagenda yo mu church ng'ogenda kuwaayo tithe, ennaku gwe obwavu obusayiningidde liizi, you just want to stay poor. Africa wants to stay poor because of religion. I'm going to say it without even saying nothing. Have faith, have belief. But once you join a religion, you're doomed. And most of you have signed on to religion, so you are going to be poor for the rest of your lives. Mbalaba musiba makanisa nga muogana mukama ndetere byange twala nkwatira ewa omaze emyaka 5 mu church ng'osabira bugagga tonnabufuna naye tithe omuwaayo buli Sunday. Gwe teweebuuza mathematics ngata mathinga. Abamu ku mmwe mulimu ezo kanisa temwina na kyakulya. Naye ne babagamba daddy yeetaaga emmotoka mbwa mmwe ne muzigula. Mukyasabira bugagga. Let me ask this. They say God is the Alpha and the Omega, right? I believe that too. I don't believe in the same God you people want to. I believe God is too big to put him in a religion. I don't think it's right for us to say he's Catholic or he's Buddhist or he's Allah. I feel like he's too big to be put in a denomination or, you know, one of them. But I've still wanted to ask myself this logic. God is the one who gives us obugaga sicho Ibra. He gives us everything. What we ask, he says, ask and you shall receive. Come to me, all you are heavy and who are burdened and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Right? So why are we the ones always taking money to him? Have you guys asked yourself that? Yenna nnyini ssente gye mugenda okusaba ssente n'obugagga n'emirimu n'abaana buli kimu mugenda wa Katonda mu makanisa mu zikereziya okubimusaba musooke mumbuuze oba nze mbabuuze Katonda naye ennaku zinayagala empooza. I've never really understood the basics of tithe, but most of you will say I'm coming from a layman's perspective. I'm just trying to say this is 2021 and I need you all to get into 2022 on different energies. Energy number one, do not buy into religion, buy into faith. Buy into faith, understand God, understand that higher being on your own, because all these people are out to make a quick buck. No one is going to say this any clearer. Baliazamanya, bakumpanya, all these pastors you keep going to, I don't care if you simanyo oli wabujingo, oli wasimanya senyonga. Senyonga nze yansovera. I know busungu ne buli omu. Ayimira katutu naita mukazi wa munne malaya. Webale. And yet they say he without sin cast the first stone, but Senyonga will be there like, oh, yatwala malaya. I'm like, wow. What an example. Kukatuti, it doesn't matter which one you're praying at. I need for you to understand that these guys are making money off of you. There's a reason why they own TVs, radios, big buildings. Kati bazze mu kintu kye bayita okuzimba amakanisa. Whoa! Kakanda ina gyazimba. It is like a full field. Jackson naye ayina eyiye full field. Oli owakana mwatandika okusonda sente 9 years ago naye agenda zimba. Kwegamba babakolamu sente. When don't you guys see this? That you keep adding value onto the church, but the church hasn't added value onto you. It's about time you had a minute to sit back, reflect, and have a conversation with God directly. Because you don't need these mofos. You don't. You don't need these pastors. You don't need this guidance. Even that same Bible that you listen to or that you pray using as guidance, trust me, it tells you that when you take a minute and a bit and you listen in closely, the Holy Spirit will guide you. How about you sit down and try to find that guidance on your own? Because these middlemen are just milking you. Energies that you have to take into 2022. Stop believing in these pastors. They're out here to make a quick buck. Energy number 2. In 2022, what we're not going to be doing is trying to stifle our emotions and our thoughts. That is wrong. That is stupid energy. That is toxic energy to yourself. If we're talking that we want you to be good to yourself and kind to yourself, truth. Tell people the truth. That's simple. If you don't like somebody, tell them, look here, bro, I don't like you. If you like them, tell them I like you. If you hate how they eat or how they walk or how they talk, tell it to them. You are entitled to having that thought. Energies we need to take into 2022. Because I believe once we start doing certain things, our society is going to be much better. So start telling people the damn truth. Whether they like it or not, it is good for you. It helps your inner being, your inner system. It helps cleanse you. It puts you on a different frequency. You'll vibrate at a higher vibration if you tell people the damn truth. Tell people the truth. And on that note, Ibra, I hate open shoes. I just had to say that. I don't like your toes. So they're not supposed to be in open shoes. Moving forward, energies that we have to take into 2022. Do not be afraid to cross your own boundaries, because your biggest fear is not what is out here. Your biggest fear is here. Did you know that fear doesn't exist anywhere else but in here? Conquer your mind and the rest will follow. If you can't conquer your mind, your body can't be conquered. Conquer what's up in here. All your fears are up in this head. So can we try to have innermost conversations that we're terrified to have with ourselves? Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am some bullshit. I fucked up here, I fucked up there, I ain't shit. And then work towards making a better version of yourself. Be honest with yourself, but also understand that nothing out of this element called us, the power, it's all here. Those are the energies I need us to take into 2022. I think COVID has shown us that there is a lot we need to pay attention to. And moving forward, pay attention to you. Stop all these distractions, religion, alcohol, friends. Which job should I get? When I dress this way, people like me better. When I smile like this, people like me better. Fuck that. Make yourself a priority in 2022. Do what makes you happy. Just that. Those are the energies we need to be moving with. Be honest with who you are as a person. Because I feel like the most of the times where we are struggling with all this, Namkwaya's biggest problem is she hasn't had that conversation with herself. Because if she honestly did, she would look in the mirror and say, I am not spicy at all. I am not katungulu chumu. I am not vunzali. I am not vdalasini. I'm useless. She would honestly have that question with herself and tell herself, I cannot sing, but I have got a career. Can I try to be nicer? Be honest with yourself in 2022, people. Be honest with who you are. I'm trying to tell you that. Be honest. What else? I'm not going to tell girls to stop dating in 2022. Date. Date. Date as many as you And F it. Date. If you want to sleep around, do that also. The energy we're taking into 2022 is not giving a shit about your life, because control of your life. Like when I come onto this YouTube, I'm in control of my life, my opinions, my thoughts, my fears, my everything. Mine. I just come out here and project it. So it's up to you to believe that. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. These are energies, you know? And dear men, in 2022, don't be afraid of these females who keep asking you for things. Look them straight in the eye and tell them, get a job. Tell them that. Don't be held ransom by girls who keep asking you for iPhones, for nails, for hair. In 2022, because we're being honest with ourselves, look that girl straight in the eye and ask her, do you need me to get you a job so that you can have your hair and nails done? Together equal, equal opportunities here. Men, love these women. Do respect these women, but don't respect them to a point where you're just going to simp out. If she says she doesn't have rent, ask her, what if I wasn't here? Would you be homeless? Well, then homeless you are right now, because I ain't giving you the rent. Come on, it's just coochie. Cheapest commodity out here. Don't be held ransom by it. But love, do love as much as you can, because man, it is what it is. It's been a good year though. It's been a good year. I want to take this moment to just shout out to all of you who made it a possibility. I want to shout out to everybody who actually was a part of us this year, Ibra. Let's send shout outs to all our sponsors who have been with us this year. Thank you, Jimbo. Thank you, Siva. Thank you, Nutri. Oh man, the list is endless. We've had so many of you. We want to thank you. And I want to send the diehard twips. I have the most diehard twips. Big shout out to you, Christina Doves, Ivan Mutua on Facebook, and all of you people come to my socials. I can't mention all of you, but I always try to respond to each and every one of you independently and individually. I just want to say thank you so much for being who you are. I think I am so lucky. I am the only one person who hasn't paid a single person a penny to follow or like or comment, but y'all come out in numbers. Y'all have been supportive for 2 years, and next year I can't wait to show you what we have lined up. I know it's been a crazy 2021 for me. I've been in between careers, so that's why I wasn't paying YouTube the needed, ferocity that I had promised to give it. But 2022 though, we're going to switch it up. But I want to thank you, all of you my fans. Wait, you're not my fans. All of you my family. I don't have fans, I'm not a celebrity, but thank you so much. And I hope we keep doing this for all my Twitter heads. Yes, Tim Kusabule Chaliwo, Tuchasabula Bigo as usual. For all the people on Instagram, love you, love you, love you, love you. And for the people on Facebook, what can I say? I humbly take in all this love and I give all my love back to you. And I hope you'll cross into 2022 peacefully and happily. I just wish you all good things. I don't know how to end. Ibra, do you have any predictions for 2022? Gwe, Kasanyanko. Do you have any predictions for 2022? Do you see anything new happening? Anything? Bacha tufuga. Yeah. Bacha tufuga. Naye tukyanonya n'agenda okubanga afuga eggwanga lino. Batufuga naye tetumumanya tufuga. Naye nga that is going on. I do hope back in school, and if it doesn't happen, I honestly F this whole Jesus said, God said, let us wait. No, we can't do that. Yeah, I just wish you peace, happiness, prosperity, joy, love, marriage, children, whatever your wish is, and you are a fan of this show. I wish you all those things. I wish I could have done a better wrap-up, but I realized I'll be doing the mostest in the episode. So this was just for nostalgia's sake. For nostalgia's sake. Ibra. The people want to see your face for once. It is the last show. Come, lean in and say, what's up? Tebakumanyi. Leto pale wano. Ibra ganye, bana Ibra. Oba bakazi yo inabanyi. Kamera atenga ya jukwa. Byansomera. But we want to send shout outs to each and every one of you. We wish you a prosperous 2022, and we with you again in 2022, and we hope we do so much business with all of you, our partners who are going to be with us in 2022. What else can I say? Don't ask me questions about my personal life. I'm so happy about this year. I quit smoking this year. Ibra, did you see that happening? Since June, I haven't touched a cigarette. What you trying to say, fam? I found love. I found love in 2021 too. Whoever knew that I'll be the one using such words like, oh, I'm in love. Of course, most of you have told me it's going to end in premium tears, but these tears are to be had. They are supposed, tears will be cried. Premium or platinum, it doesn't matter. You know, so it's been a good year. It's been a good year. And all of you who have made it a beautiful year, I want to thank you for that. Oh, I'm not going to stop thanking. So for now though, I have to say bye-bye. I wish you a very, very, very prosperous 2022. Big shout out to the team here, from me, Ibra, from Derek at Trick Media, from Elijah, who is our editor, down to Sam and Nicholas, who are the drivers. We are all saying nothing but love. Thank you.